How's everyone doing today? Splendid. That's good. I like that. Splendid. Well, anyway, welcome to MadTalk. I'm your host, Ryan Fabianski. And today's MadTalk, the one and only Miss Bratton is going to tell all of us why we should vote and why it's important. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. I want you to vote. Okay, not a normal topic for me. You'd expect me to talk about the evils of Comic Sans, but this is actually more important. This is geared mainly toward juniors and seniors, but anybody else is welcome to pay attention because eventually this will impact you. So we're going to talk about who's eligible to vote, how and where to register, how to become informed, and why vote. Okay, we're going to focus mainly on why vote. So who's eligible? You have to be an American citizen, students who are already 18, or students who are 17 but are 18 by November 7th, 2016. The election day is November 8th, but New Jersey law says you must turn 18 by election day, not on election day. So that's why the date is slightly different. How and where to register? When you get your license, even if you're 17, you can register to vote. Okay. If you go back to get your updated license from your provisional license so that you can take more than one person in your car, you can register to vote. The DMV is a really good place to register to vote. Or you can go to the county clerk's office in Morristown, which I can't see most of you doing, or you can do it on the internet. How can I register to vote? This is actually what I did to help a student who's a senior, and this is the reason that I actually thought about this talk. She asked me how to register. She didn't know. I did a quick search and I found out how easy it is. I have some printed registration forms if anybody wants them at the end of the talk, so you'll have them available to you if you want to register after we do this. So you go to the New Jersey State link, you print out the form, and then you fill it out and mail it in. Now, some of you will be away next year, either at college or may not be in Madison anymore. So if you're going to be away on November 8th, but you're still going to be officially living in New Jersey, like if you're in college in Delaware, but your official address is New Jersey, you register in New Jersey. And how you do that to get the information is www.longdistancevoter.org, and then follow the information on the link. It'll have you fill out information, and then it'll point you in the right direction. Okay. How do you become informed? Once you've registered, you don't want to vote for somebody because they have pretty hair. Okay? You want to vote for somebody because they reflect your values and your opinions and what you think is important to the country. Nonpartisan sites are the ones that are going to get you the information that you want. Do not look up news sites. Do not look up CNN. Do not look up ABC. Don't look up Huffington Post or Fox News. They're not nonpartisan. You want nonpartisan sites to get the accurate information factually so that you can make your decision. So, on theissues.org, it's all quotes from the candidates at all levels telling you what they actually believe. Vote Smart is a combination of quotes and news reporting on them. Fact Check is usually most useful after a debate when they've been spouting nonsense. And then I Side With is actually a good website for going through, looking at the issues, figuring out what's important to you, and then determining the level of importance to you, because this helps decide who you are most likely to be aligned with, okay? There are other nonpartisan sites out there, but these are some of the ones that I think are really useful. Okay, why vote? Because you can. The green is who's free to vote. The yellow is who's partly free. And the purple in the world is who's not free at all. We're green. See that purple? That's Cuba. My dad's Cuban. He left there, country he loved, he grew up in, was thrilled to live in, and came here because here was free and there was not going to be anymore. Okay? We have amazing privilege in this country, and we take it for granted. Don't take your rights and your voice for granted. It's very important, and the more you think about what you want to say and actually apply it by voting, the better off we'll be as a country. Women have only been allowed to vote for less than 100 years. I don't know about you, but I think that's a pretty good motivator. I take my daughter with me to the polls because it's important and because a lot of people fought to get me the right to vote, and I'm not going to violate that. Black Americans were given the right to vote in 1865, and then it took 100 years for the Civil Rights Act to actually be able, or the Voting Rights Act, to actually allow them to really have the freedom to express themselves. It hasn't always been easy for all of us. Voting is your voice in this country, and you guys, as students and as young people, are an extremely important voting bloc. If any of you have been paying any attention to the madness that's going on right now, all of the candidates are courting you because they know you're the future, they know you're going to be alive for a long time, and they know that you actually might care about what's coming. Politicians won't address your needs without your vote. This is the 1850s, when we were covered by trusts, and it's a political cartoon basically saying that the Senate was bought, so why do we care and why does it matter? This is now. It's a political cartoon about now. Why we're bought, why does it matter? There's always been money in politics, there's always been outside influence in politics. But in the end, you are the ones who will decide whether or not the congressman from your district will go back. So if you don't like the way that your congressman's behaving in Congress, vote him out of office. See how that works? Okay. Why vote? Our options as American citizens are to stand in a booth and privately make the decision to vote for whomever we decide is the person we think is important and reflects our values. These are Syrian refugees. They left Syria, the land they loved, probably would have preferred to stay in. They're on the road in Greece trying to get to somewhere safe. They didn't get to vote. We have that right. Don't disregard it. Why vote? Why does my vote count? Does it count? Does it matter? Yes. In the last election, less than 40% of Americans voted in the midterm election, lowest since World War II. If all of these people voted with these people, you'd have a say. Okay? Any questions? We're done. Any questions? Nobody? You want to know how to register? What?
There's too good, no question.
Well, I'll ask one. Actually, Mr. Sakala, you want to be the brat in the room?
Well, my question is, how do I decide in an election in which there seems to be no good candidates? Why should I waste my time voting when they all seem to be inadequate?
It's a really good question, and I've certainly asked myself that question. I think that it's very important to consider the possibilities, and unfortunately, in this election, I'm going to be voting for the lesser of two evils, or the less of the evils. That's basically what it comes down to. But the election for me is going to hinge in significant measure not only on president, but also on Congress, because I feel like Congress has done a terrible job. So in my district, in my ability to vote, I plan to vote for the people who I think will actually do something to work to make the country different or better. So I do think it's hard, and I don't think we have great choices right now. We have 57 kinds of cereal in any aisle of a grocery store and 2 bad choices for president. But the only way that that changes is if we make it change. There's a great quote that Emma helped me find, that's Mark Twain, that tells you how long this has been a problem. Politicians in diapers must be changed often and for the same reason, okay? We can't trust these people unless we make them accountable to us, and the only way we make them accountable to us is to vote. And the only way we vote is to register and actually pay attention to what's going on. Any other questions? Okay, we're done. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Bratton. Thank you all for coming. If you have any questions, we're going to post this on Dodger Online, or if you want to get, or if you yourselves want to get involved in MadTalk, stop by the TV room in G50 or email Mr. Coviello. And as always, thank you very much.
And if anyone wants forms to register to vote, I have them up here, just so you know.